Hello, my name is Emily Seay, and I'm a senior applied economics major. My project is titled Winning in Attendance in Major League Baseball, Does Winning Attract More Fans? And throughout this presentation, I will be attempting to answer this question through an economic approach using regression analysis. I'm going to begin with a little bit of a background on Major League Baseball. Founded in 1869, Major League Baseball is an organization that oversees 29 teams across the United States and one in Canada, so 30 teams total. These teams are broken down into two leagues, the American League and the National League, with 15 teams in each. Over the course of the season, each team plays 81 home games and 81 away games. In 2019 alone, Major League Baseball generated $10.7 billion in revenue. And I've included a graphic on the right side of the slide so you can see all of the 30 Major League Baseball team logos. Not only do the teams receive a large amount of revenue every year, but they also attract millions of patrons to their games throughout each season. This can be seen on the graph I have included on this slide, which shows the number of fans in millions that attended Major League Baseball games from 1994 to 2019. Fans across the country flock to the stadiums to see their favorite teams play in hopes to see them pull out a win. So without fans, Major League Baseball wouldn't be as successful as it is today. Fans generate income for teams by buying tickets to attend games, watching games on TV, which allows Major League Baseball to get more TV contracts, and buying team apparel. One of the greatest opportunities fans have is an option to attend games and root for their favorite team, but what attracts them to these stadiums? And more particularly, are fans attracted more to teams who win more at their home stadiums? This presentation seeks to answer these questions. Major League Baseball provides economists a prime look into demand because of the way in which the teams and matches are set up. The teams provide data on key determinants of demand and allows economists to apply that information to economic models. For these reasons, it's a topic that has a large number of published studies. At the minor league level, there is evidence that a higher home game win percentage, population average ticket price, per capita income, value of merchandise, cost of food and drink, discounts on beer and tickets, days of the week the games are played on, month of the year the games are played in, they all have significant effects to attendance to games, and this can be seen in Sabula's 2013 study. At the major league level, studies like this have also been conducted that conclude price, income, performance, intercollegiate games, so games between the American and National League, time of day of the week, month of the year, all have significant effects on attendance, which can be seen in Deneau's 2011 study looking at the 1979 through 2004 major league seasons. Other notable studies have researched how economic crisis in Hong, Mondello, and Coates' 2013 study, location and closeness of other teams in Winfrey, McCluskey, Middlehammer, and Fort's 2004 study, player turnover in Kahn's and Schmansky's 1997 study, and game outcome uncertainty as seen in Sobing's 2008 study. All of these have effects on Major League Baseball attendance. The economics involved in baseball have even branched out past economic studies and into published books and movies. In 2003, Moneyball, The Art of Winning an Unfair Game was published by Michael Lewis. This book, which was later turned into a movie, tells the story of Billy Beane, who was the general manager for the Oakland A's, and how he was able to use economics to create a successful team on a really tight budget. Studies created because of this book have been conducted to look more specifically into how payroll affects attendance, including concluding that variables such as win percentage, previous season win percentage, new stadiums, indoor, outdoor stadiums, payroll, all-stars, all of these things significantly affect attendance to Major League Baseball games. This can be seen in Reagan's 2012 study, which looks at the 1991 through 2008 Major League Baseball seasons. This paper will be adding to the existing literature that examines various aspects which affect attendance by using data only on home team wins in Major League Baseball rather than overall wins by each team and by studying one particular season. More specifically, this will be adding to pre-existing literature that examines various aspects which affect attendance by answering the question, to what extent do home game wins affect attendance? I'll be using more recent data from the 2019 season, as well as using OLS regression to cross-sectionally regress the 30 Major League Baseball teams against each other. The relationship between home game wins and attendance can be demonstrated by a demand model, and it can be seen in this slide. The model explains demand as a function of a variety of variables in this equation, where QD is the quantity of tickets to Major League Baseball demanded. The demand is a function of the price of tickets, income, population, payroll amount, and the number of wins. These variables have included in this model due to their expected effects, positive or negative, on demand. The variables selected for this model have been chosen from Cebula's and Deneau's papers due to their expected significance on Major League Baseball attendance, and can be seen in the empirical model here, where the dependent variable in the study, which is attend, is attendance by team. Data for this variable has been collected from Baseball Reference, which lists the total attendance to each team's home stadium over the 2019 season. The first explanatory variable, home wins, is the number of home games won by each team. The data for this variable has been collected from Baseball Almanac. This lists each game played by the teams over the 2019 season and whether the teams won or lost. From the source, the number of home game wins has been collected by finding the games played at the team's home stadiums and then counting the number of those that were wins. Other explanatory variables include payroll, which is measured by the payroll in millions paid by each team at the beginning of the 2019 season, collected from CBS Sports. Stadium has been measured by the maximum seats in each stadium. Income has been measured by the average 2019 personal income by metropolitan area that the stadiums are located in. Data for this has been collected for the variable from Bureau of Economic Analysis. Index is the fan cost index for each team. This variable is measured by the prices of 4 average price tickets, 2 small draft beers, 4 small soft drinks, 4 regular size hot dogs, parking for 1 hour, 2 game programs, and the 2 least expensive adult size caps. The expected signs for home wins, payroll, stadium, and income, as seen in the equation, are all positive. If a team wins more at their home stadium, spends more money on better players, has a larger stadium, more people will be attracted to attend the games and able to attend them. In addition, when income is higher, more people will have more disposable income to spend to be able to attend games. The expected sign for index is negative because as of the law of demand states, there is an inverse relationship between price and quantity demanded. Therefore, when the price increases, the quantity of tickets demanded will decrease and attendance to games will fall. The results presented in this slide showed the descriptive statistics. They reveal that the average number of home game wins in the 2019 Major League Baseball season was slightly more than half, with the average team winning 43.03 out of 81 of their home games. The table also shows that the attendance to these games are highly varied, and this is to be expected due to the variations in the other variables included in this regression. In addition to the regression that has been run, a Birch-Pagan test has been conducted for the data collected in order to test for heteroscedasticity. This test has been conducted to ensure that the distribution does not have a constant variance. And when the predicted 2019 attendance is plotted against the squared residuals, as seen in this graph, it does not show evidence of heteroscedasticity. Shown here is the results from the conducted Birch-Pagan test. The results from this test indicate that there's no evidence of heteroscedasticity in this model. It shows that the n, which is the number of observations, in this case 30, times the r squared, which is 0.026, is 0.78, which is less than the critical chi-squared value at the 5% significant level with 5 degrees of freedom, which is 11.07, meaning that the null hypothesis of heteroscedasticity cannot be rejected, so heteroscedasticity is not evident in this model. This slide presents the results from the regression that has been run. The regression results yield an r squared of 0.76 as well as an adjusted r squared of 0.71. This is adjusted for the number of variables in the equation or degrees of freedom. These results explain that the results that I have gotten are of good quality and explain more than 70% of the variation in the data collected. The model is also a significant predictor of attendance for the 2019 season. The F statistic, which is 15.047, is greater than the critical F value at the 5% level, which is 2.62. Therefore, we can reject the null hypothesis for this model and confirm that it is significant. The results shown on the left side here explain that the fan cost index and income are not significant at the 5% level. However, home wins, payroll, and stadium capacity all have significant effects on attendance. At this level, 5%, when home wins increases by 1, attendance increases by nearly 23,000. Significant findings in the other explanatory variables include when payroll increases by 1 million, attendance increases by almost 11,000. And when capacity increases by 1, attendance increases by about 45. These variables all have significantly positive effects on attendance, which was the effect that was expected. The analysis conducted provides evidence that increases in the number of home game wins by the 30 teams in Major League Baseball significantly increase the attendance to home game wins. As found, every additional win increases attendance by nearly 23,000. These results support the expected effect winning home games has on attendance. The results from this paper add to pre-existing literature in agreement and support of the effect winning has on demand for Major League Baseball tickets. Further research and analysis can be conducted using this model to discover if it's a good indicator for other Major League Baseball seasons and not just the one studied here, which was the 2019 season. It might also be useful in further studies to add other variables such as days the home games were played on and possibly break down the fan cost index to see what effect each component has on attendance. That concludes my presentation. If you have any questions for me, please feel free to leave them in the comments below and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you so much.